football. 30 seconds. Gate City will punt the ball on 4th down and 15.
So let's hope for a good punt here. Abingdon is going to wind up with decent field goal position or decent offensive position. Excuse me, I was thinking ahead there. They've shown their ability to strike with the deep pass. They've still, unfortunately, got plenty of time and a 21-14 lead.
Timeout, Gate City. They want to reset, so we'll take a timeout with them. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
This is Kendall Quillen of the Gate City basketball and softball team, and you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
This is Logan Tomlinson of the Gate City football team, and you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
All right, 30 seconds left. Gate City is in punt formation. First time we've had a punt tonight, and John Sally will be back deep. He's standing on about his 5-yard line. River Carter will be deep for Abingdon. He's right around the 48-yard line. As you mentioned, Abingdon should come out of this with pretty good field position. Snap, and the kick is up. Sally kicks it, and it hits about the 42. Will roll into Abingdon territory. With the roll, it will stop on the 45-yard line of Abingdon. 17 seconds left. And Abingdon out of timeouts. Gate City has 2 timeouts. Chris, when they've thrown the football, they've been very, very effective, and I think they've completed every pass. It's either been for a first down or a touchdown.
Well, we were watching Abingdon's kicker warming up before the game, and he was kicking some 40, 45-yard field goals. So that means Abingdon only needs about 25 yards, and they've got 17 seconds to get there.
All righty, so Jaden Booth will bring him up. He's going to be in the gun. He's flanked to the right-hand side by Lucas. He's got 3 receivers to the left-hand side, and Gate City is still – they're going to call timeout because they had 3 receivers to the left. They had Carson Jenkins, and they also had number 24, Ethan Fleming over there, but they had nobody else to cover. There was a 3rd receiver uncovered. And
I'd say that was a good timeout.
Coach Housewright saw that and said, okay, let's talk about this, guys.
Really quickly, again, while we've got a break, Adkins right now for Ridgeview, unofficially, 205 yards so far this game and 4 touchdowns. He is a machine.
He has crossed the 200-yard mark. Again, had 357 last week. He may have 1,000 yards before week number 4. So 17 seconds left. Gate City with 1 timeout now. Abingdon with 0 timeouts. And, again, 17 seconds away from the Campus Drive-In halftime show. And scores are starting to come in fast and furious. Again, we'll get everybody up to date on what's going on around Southwest Virginia and Upper East Tennessee. So, of course, Chris, with no timeouts, they're going to be, you want to defend the sidelines because anything in the middle of the field, they reset it. And, of course, the clock will run. So, be interesting to see what Coach Housewright did there in the timeout as they'll have 3 receivers to the left-hand side. They will go with Jenkins and Fleming. Again, and then you've got rolled coverage over there with Luke Reed. Booth's going to take it. He's going to throw it down the middle of the field.
Ball's up for grabs.
And no good. Incomplete. He was intended for number 15. That's River Carter. Defended well that time by Landon Blanton and Luke Reed. Knocks the ball away. 11 seconds left in the quarter.
Gate City had 3 defenders, and the ball was tipped up into the air, and just Gate City was not quite able to come up with it.
That's Booth's first incompletion of the game. As I mentioned, everything else was either a touchdown or a first down, and they come up at 2nd down and 10. They're on their own 45-yard line. 11 seconds left. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Gate City in a prevent as they'll give it to Lucas, and he pulls it, gives it to Booth. Booth's got the football. He's going to run it up to about the 46-yard line of Gate City. 2-1. Time expires, and we've played 1 half of football here at Legion Field. We go to halftime. Abingdon comes back and scores a touchdown. It's 21-14 as we get ready for halftime. The Campus Drive-In Halftime Show comes up next. Again, you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
This is Suzanne Moore of the Gate City Cross Country and Track team, and you are listening to the home of the Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio. Let's go, Blue.
It can start your car's engine from Barcelona. It can take you to that restaurant no one's ever heard of.
Turn left on Culver Road.
It can rotate your tires, change your oil, and even send you an email when your tire pressure's low. This is Cadillac Shield, the most comprehensive suite of ownership benefits offered by any luxury automaker in the world. From impressive warranties and premium care maintenance to navigation, email alerts, your own mobile app, and more. Leaving you to wonder, what doesn't it do?
Teleportation mode initiated.
Well, not yet. Cadillac Shield, the new standard of luxury ownership.
To learn more about Cadillac Shield, go to Cadillac.com/shield. Premium care maintenance is standard on all 2011 and newer Cadillac vehicles for 4 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first. All Cadillac models come with 1 year of OnStar service. Visit OnStar.com for coverage map, details, and system limitations. Compatible mobile device required.
When it comes to health, it's personal. This Health Minute brought to you by Premier Pharmacy. You were created from scratch, so why not your medicine?
The increase of Alzheimer's disease has captured the attention of many Americans. The aging process is challenging enough without the fear of declining cognitive function. The actual cause of Alzheimer's disease is still unknown, but there are factors that decrease the risk of developing the disease. Eating healthy foods, good physical and mental exercise, and some nutritional supplements have proven helpful in the support of brain health. Flaxseed oil, ginkgo biloba, and grapeseed extract are just supplements you can take to help. Your Premier Pharmacy pharmacists are especially trained to recommend nutritional options that will help to support your cognitive function and will not interact with other medications that you may be taking as well.
This Health Minute brought to you by Premier Pharmacy. 25 years of creating personalized medicine. 109 Jack White Drive, Kingsport. Find them on Facebook or stop by for a free consultation.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
And we're back here live at Legion Field for the home opener for Gate City. At halftime, Abingdon has the lead. It's 21-14 and a great first half as the Gate City Marching Band comes onto the field again for their halftime show. About 17 minutes and 40 seconds left of halftime. Here on the Campus Drive-In Halftime Show, Chris, take us around our stats from the first half.
Well, I am proud to say my stat sheet looks a little neater than last week. It's not been quite the panic situation. Right now, unofficially, I have Calhoun with 26 yards rushing, Roten with 41 yards rushing, Jenkins with 92 yards so far. Of course, he had that big 56-yard run there in the second quarter. And Reed with 7 yards and Blanton with 1. On the receiving side of things, I've got Calhoun with 3 yards. And right now, as we said earlier, Abingdon leads 21-14.
So the scoring in the first half, of course, everything opened up with Gate City with that tremendous drive, and I'll let you take us through the scoring.
Okay. Gate City scored first with 4:12 to go in the first quarter. 1 yard run by Calhoun. And then Abingdon answered back at the 11:55 mark in the second quarter with a 13-yard pass. McClanahan on the touchdown there. Abingdon turns around and scores again. 4:08 to go in the second. 13-yard pass by Lewis scored that touchdown. Then Gate City comes back. 2:22 to go in the second. A 56-yard run by Jenkins, we just mentioned, and then Abingdon with the big 48-yard pass to Doan at the 129 mark to take the halftime lead.
You know, that Lucas run from 13 yards out, that kid just blasted strong in the back. It was one of those, if you've ever watched Return of the Jedi, where he was frozen in carbonite, he just sort of it was
a whiplash-inducing moment.
Laid him out.
Apparently no one saw it but you and I.
And no flags in the first half. Last week, we talked about the first week. Always there's a lot of jitters, fumbles, interceptions, things of that nature. So far, the officials have left the flags out of the game. So, anyway, I'll let you take us around Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. What do you got for scoring?
Okay, we'll start with Virginia. Right now, as we expected, Patrick Henry, the Running Rebels, all over East Side, 30-0. Not heard anything yet on Holston and Twin Springs or Northwood and Narrows. Virginia High trailing John Battle right now, 10-7. Ridgeview up on Shelby Valley, 14-6. Graham all over Tazewell, 23-0. Richland still with a 3-0 lead over Union. That's really turning into a close ball game. I was not expecting that. And J.I. Burton, again, I may be dropping once again in the picking panel. They're leading Chilhowie 6-0. And Fort Chiswell is up 14-6 on George Wythe. And at last count, Hurley ahead of Rye Cove 8-0.
Internet a little bit spotty in Buchanan County at the Cliff, so yeah, that one may show all of a sudden pop and be 23-0 or something like that. So Northeast Tennessee, what
Northeast Tennessee, Dobbs, Benning, and Bearden, about like I expected in this one. It's 0-0 right now going into the second quarter there. Science Hill, a little bit of surprise. They're up 3-0 on Hardin Valley. Crockett, this is a surprise to me because they're only up 7-0 over Volunteer. I talked earlier there could be a little bit of a letdown on Crockett's side, but I still think they'll get things rolling in that game. Elizabethton, speaking of potential upsets, they do lead Sullivan East, but it is only 7-3.
Of course, those games did kick off at 7:30, so
7:30.
Most of those are probably first quarter getting into the second quarter. So yeah, that's as Elizabethton probably has read the papers. They had the big win against Science Hill, had a week off, and now they've got Sullivan East. So yeah, that's
Happy Valley still up 7-0 on Hampton. Hancock County with a 6-0 lead over Unaka. That's somewhat of a surprise. Also, the Clinch River may not be rising. And Greenville up 14-0 over Union.
Looks like Tennessee High is taking a 7-0 lead over Daniel Boone. Of course, I know everybody's hanging on for the Bradley Central Heritage score. Bradley Central does lead Heritage 21-0. Again, on our Twitter feed, we get
we do have some Knoxville listeners, so
yeah,
maybe
we actually do. It's and of course, Hardin Valley is now taking the lead over Science Hill, 6-3. 1:31 left in the first quarter of play. Hurley and Rye Cove get 8-0 after the first quarter as the Gate City band plays the fight song for the Blue Devils. Most everybody's on their feet clapping, and so we will take a quick break, get some more scores, get you ready for a big second half here. Again, Abingdon leads 21-14. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio. Whether you're headed out to the game or if you're looking for something great to eat, stop by and see your friends at the Campus Drive-In just down the road from Gate City High School on Kane Street. They have a tremendous selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items, and they're open 7 days a week. Campus Drive-In has supported Blue Devil Sports for over 60 years, and once again, they are the proud sponsors of our halftime show here on Gate City Sports Radio. Please follow them on Facebook and place your call-in orders by dialing 276-386-3702. Again, that's 276-386-3702. Dedicated to a lifetime of serving others, Maria Colabro continues her pledge to help the residents of Scott County as she is running to become supervisor in District 2 this November. Proudly calling Scott County home all of her life, Maria has studied, worked, and gained valuable experiences by helping not only those in our area, but all across the country and even the world. Maria looks to put her wealth of knowledge and experience to work for Scott County to build infrastructure, create jobs, and help make Scott County a better place to live, work, and raise a family. This November, the candidate in District 2 you need to know is Colabro. Please follow her on Facebook and support her in the general election. Paid for by Maria Supervisor.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Is school safety important to you? Is improving the overall protection for our county something that you want? Would you like to see better communication between a well-trained sheriff's office and the community? If your answer is yes, then you need to support Jeff Eads for Scott County Sheriff. Serving us for over 30 years in law enforcement, Jeff has the needed experience and insight to make each of these a reality.
Please vote for and support Jeff during the upcoming general election this November. For more information, you can visit and like his Facebook page. Jeff Eads for Scott County Sheriff.